So, number one, free will is a fundamental aspect of consciousness which is revered and protected by the celestial peoples. So, among humankind, weaponizing the technologies that interface the mind is therefore untenable. It's fundamentally unworkable. And just imagine if this technology were commercialized, it would be even worse. If advertising agencies got a hold of the telepathic comm and the psychotronics, you'd have a disaster on your hands. So the dissolution of vested interest groups as our civilization becomes more advanced, that'll eventually happen. Now, until recently, the secret human military elite was shooting down ships that approached the Earth from the star-faring civilizational chart in the CE5 contact testimony by Mark Sims. Okay, this is what the trailer to the YouTube looks like. And Mark Sims is one of Stephen Greer's CE5 contact ambassadors and trainees. And in his YouTube, he describes an incredible encounter with an ET named Tejbar, who long ago, thousands of years ago, was originally a human being. Tejbar is now a celestial being. Now, from Mark Sims, we learn that the vessels that Majestic has been shooting down since World War II, and the people in them, they were emissaries from a Type 3 civilization. Okay? Now, there's something called the Kardashev Scale. And a type 0 would be us. A type 1 would be maybe 1,000 years beyond us. A type 2 civilization would be an interstellar civilization capable of harnessing the total energy output of a star, for instance. So this might be what an illustration of a Dyson sphere would be. So that is a giant spherical structure, man-made, containing a star with an annular or ring-like structure taking the place of a planetary orbit, as described in Ringworld by Larry Niven. So a Type 3 civilization, a galactic civilization capable of harnessing the energy and on galactic scales and moving stellar clusters around. Okay? So something truly beyond our wildest dreams like this. Now, if you go to Mark Sims's video, you see that at the highest level, where they bring the upcoming civilizations toward the level of Godhead, they do engineering on stellar and partially galactic scales. Okay, so this is how huge this is. And this is how small we are. And they're entirely benevolent, and they are here to begin the process of uplifting the human race to the stature of almost some semi-divine beings. All right? So they're far from hostile, I'll tell you that. Now, they are creators and builders upon a galactic scale. And as far as I can tell, there should be great rejoicing upon the planet Earth, especially in the world's religious organizations. Because it turns out that this truly is a profoundly spiritual and I would say religious undertaking, not just scientific and technological. And yet I see nothing. I see nothing. I see no recognition. I have never met a person who believes any of the things that I'm saying. And this includes my childhood friends and my family. They just think I'm off my rocker. So we're just getting started here and we have a long way to go. So I'm going to join one of the local contact, CE5 contact groups in my area. Now I do want to read a couple of snippets from Thomas Bearden because he is exploring some of the advanced physics that we're going to be encountering. Here's a magnificent book by Thomas Bearden, The Excalibur Briefing, and some of the other mind control victims of the telemetric mind control. He does describe at least some of this physics, and I want to read it to you. Psychotronics, the union of subtle mind energy, that is, an energy or scalar waves, and matter or electromagnetic field. Czechoslovakian term for parapsychology with emphasis on the energy aspects. The comparable Soviet term was originally psychoenergetics, which was soon shortened to energetics. However, the Soviets have applied scalar electromagnetics and electrogravitation principles and massively focused on weaponry, not just parapsychology. Virtual state engineering, electrogravitational engineering, scalar wave engineering. That's psychotronics. And then Thomas Bearden. He describes remote viewing. Hypothetically, one has subtle access to any portion of the universe directly within oneself. When one assumes the use of a signal, longitudinal scalar waves of electrostatic potential with infinite velocity. The two cerebral hemispheres of the brain act as a scalar interferometer, producing microscopic E-field by coupling incoming or rising microscopic scalar phi field waves. This allows modification of the patterning of the avalanche discharges underway in the brain, and thus perception of distant events. So something like this is what they use in the looking glass technology, and it's also similar to what was used in Solomon's ring, or the talisman, described in the Seal of Solomon, with which they could do remote viewing to distant places and across distant time. Scalar interferometry. This is important. The interference of two scalar Tesla waves. A Tesla wave consists of a normal wave coupled to its phase conjugate replica. In the interference, coupling can occur and produce or extract electromagnetic waves, energy, at a distance. The phase conjugation aspect is the secret of Tesla's revolutionary discovery of wireless transmission without loss. It is also the secret of producing the invulnerable Tesla shield, which could be used for an ABM system. Anti-gravity, superluminal communication, controlled materialization, dematerialization, and transmutation, which means we can clean up all of our nuclear waste. Psychokinesis and free energy. The ubiquitous photon interaction presently is the basis for first-order physical reality. And the photon's speed results in a speed of light limited reality being detected. Scalar electromagnetic waves contain vacuum engine substructures and do not necessarily have this speed limitation. Detection by scalar waves yields a higher order physical reality and a vastly expanded quantum mechanics and relativity theory. Okay, and that's where the ET technology resides, in their consciousness based technologies. So this is not currently accepted by the physical community, but parts of this will be eventually incorporated into theory. I don't know if Bearden if he's 50% right, or is he 90% right? You know, I don't know. The physicists will have to figure that out. But he does say that he was targeted with psychotronics for a long time, until he got his hands on a shielding device that someone made for him. So I'll stop there.